Hey everybody, this is Stuart with Wine on the Dime, and today I'm going to be reviewing the 2017 Cavaliere D'Oro Primitivo from Puglia, Italy. That's right, we're going to the heel of the boot today. It is 13.5% alcohol by volume, and for those of you who aren't really like big wine nerds, Primitivo is just another way of saying Zinfandel. It's another name for it. It's the southern Italian name for it, and well, I mean, that's really the whole story. You know what? It's not the whole story. I'm thinking about this before I actually get to the taste. So Italy, my experience with Italy is that it's a little bit different than like the Zinfandel that you're gonna get from places like Lodi, California. Lodi, you're looking at like super old vines, which that can be the case from here from time to time, but you're looking at super old vines, extreme concentration, and the style that comes out of California tends to be using Zinfandel specific yeast to have high yield alcohol in terms of the wine when it's being produced. It's not uncommon to have wines coming out from the area that are 15. I've actually had one that was 16.7%, which if you think about it, most yeast that are not made for Zinfandel, like California Zinfandel yeast, die around the 15% mark. So the fact that they have like these super yeast that keep concentrating almost to the point where it's considered a fortified wine is pretty damn impressive. However though, that is not what is going on with this place. They are using more of a traditional red winemaking method with it. So I do expect there to be some differences on the palate from what I would normally expect, and now I have another red wine stain. From a color standpoint, I'm going to give you a medium ruby, no artifacts, no cloudiness. On the nose, so, whoa, that's cool. So sorry, I'm geeking out. So I'm getting this really cool chocolate covered cherry. Man, that is awesome. Maybe like a hint of black licorice. But I mean, really the dominant note here is that chocolate covered cherry. That is so cool. That smells so good. Here. I know, right? Right? And the other thing I'm getting in this is a hint of thyme. Let's see how it tastes. So in terms of the palate, the chocolate covered cherry is still there. However, though, it leans way more towards the actual cherry than the chocolate, though the chocolate is still present. So in terms of the tannins, they are pretty high, but not quite like Nebbiolo high. So I'm gonna say that this is more medium plus. The tannins are a little bit like dirty, like in terms of like soily in your mouth. Not quite as fine as chalk, a little bit more textured, but not quite as textured as like a sandy tannin. For those of you who've been tasting wine or following my channel for a while, you probably get that. If not, then I apologize. Acid is medium plus, palate intensity is medium plus, and what am I missing here? Oh yeah, finish. Finish is actually just pretty much spot on medium. So I was hoping it'd be a little bit longer. It's not, but I'm not gonna knock that against it. Let's see, well, I will, because technically we now have to get into the blick. So from a balance standpoint, full point, no complaints. Length, medium finish, half a point. Intensity, medium on the nose, medium plus on the palate, but I still have to give you half a point. And in terms of complexity, I'm gonna give you half a point here also, mostly because I'm getting a lot of great primary elements, especially that chocolate covered cherry is just so cool. I'm getting a little bit of secondary elements. I would prefer more secondary elements to give you a higher score. Also, this is a 2017. I was hoping for maybe a slight hint of tertiary development, which I am not getting. So in the end, you're a solidly good wine. This wine actually has the potential to age. So it's a 2017. This can continue to go on for a little bit longer. It has good tannins, it has good acid. You cellar this in correctly, it's going to continue to develop. Over time, I would like to see how this wine develops because it does have that chocolate covered cherry effect that's going on with the nose and the palate. I'd be interested to see how that changes over time. I'd be interested to see if some of the other fruity elements that I'm getting in this wine, actually, if they become like pruny. I'd also be interested to see if that herbality comes out a little bit more, and if there's any like good tertiary notes that develop. I can't detect anything right now, so I'm not quite certain what to guess for, but in this current state, this is an interesting wine to try. Anyway, this has been Stuart with Wine on the Dime. If you liked today's video, please like, subscribe, and comment. Have you had the Cavaliere D'Oro Primitivo from Puglia, Italy? I'd be interested to know if you have. Leave a comment below, and I'll see you all again soon with another review from Wine on the Dime.